Hello everybody, I'm the thenthapple and we're here today to take a look at Vault 11, located just north of the Eldorado Dry Lake and, well, west of Eldorado, east of Eldorado Substation. It's one of the cruelest and creepiest vaults, simply because it's not even meant to be, it's because of the people's own choices, they do it to themselves. So let's take a look, shall we? So the place looks like crap, the usual stuff, but the main thing is the posters in this vault that give you the first clues to what the hell is actually going on. They're like election posters, but they either say someone's a dickhead and try and say why they should be elected, or that they're a really good person and they shouldn't be. So it's like they're trying to push off the responsibility. They don't want to be elected. It's not something that they want to be happening to them. It's not something they want occurring to them. They don't want to be elected as president or prime minister, whatever word they use to describe it. But the whole point is shifting off the responsibility to somebody else, some poor soul, and you'll see later why. So this gives you the first look at what it's really like. So first of all is the election process. It's a democratic vote. It's called the Do Good, very similar to the other acronyms that you can find within the Fallout world from Vault-Tec, such as the GOAT and all that bollocks. So it's a democratic election, they elect their individuals, and then the candidates. So the first candidate, Sam, he's got kids. His kids are nice. He loves his kids. Don't pick him. He's a nice guy. Second candidate says she's incompetent, says she's stupid, she shouldn't be picked as president or the vault will go to shit. The last one is important, okay? Nathan Stone, he comes in, his wife comes into it later. She's part of it, because you'll notice the overseer's order. It says they're removing it, so it's going to be a random number generator to elect instead of democratic election. Catherine Stone, Nathan's wife. Now that's very important later, as it sort of goes towards the whole story of what happened in the vault and the recording you found outside of it, which we'll explore at the end. All the recordings we're going to take a look at the end. So that's why his wife is the president now. So in the living quarters, it's the usual rubbish. The place is wrecked. There's the same newspapers that you find in every single vault on the ground, and doors are kicked in. There's mantises for some reason. I don't know how they got in. How do bugs even get into houses? I don't even know. The real important thing is straight ahead, the door straight ahead, administration, which leads to both security and it also leads to the overseer's area. So we're going to be taking a look at the security first of all, because it's closer. So there's a locked door, it's very hard, there's a couple of things in it, nothing really of worth. The primary thing is the computer in this room here. Now what's important about this is it's a testimony between an officer of the law and Catherine Stone. Okay, she's killed somebody. Now, from what you can glance from it, she's killed someone because they said they were going to vote for her husband or get her husband president. They were going to use the majority vote they had in order to make him president. So she killed them, and she still believes, as you'll see in this last page here, that she'll be chosen as president. So being president is bad enough that people will even choose a convicted murderer who killed a lot of people, who's admitted that. So you're starting to see now that becoming president is a shitty job, more than would usually be, but you don't know yet why. So then if you go down into the lower parts of the vault, you're going to see a couple of things. This has the main reactors, the water area, it has the food, it also has the overseer's office, which, it sort of explains it all. So the area underneath is called the Sacrificial Chamber, which you can open up using this control panel, or using this computer. It comes into play later, we're going to take a look at that later, but it's creepy. Okay, it shows you what really goes on inside the vault. So then later you're going to come to areas where, well, it's very reminiscent of other vaults. There's traps set up, there's corpses in the ground, there's sandbags, there's ammunition. It's shown that a battle took place here, and this is clearly an area with the computers with the power that is vital. So a battle took place here to control things, resources. The vault's also flooded, meaning it was either the water system that destroyed it, or it was built near a cave, probably built into a cave that had a water repository, but it's been flooded now, but you never find out why exactly. So there's been a battle that's took place, and the area further down the stairs shows that even more so. This is the reactor room. The reactor is, obviously, and you'll also see in here where this can be assumed, if they're doing this, they're trying to get control of the resources, and then the water physics goes off here and scared the shit out of me. Thank you for that Fallout. But this is the main. But they're trying to get resources. They're trying to control them. They're trying to take over certain points in the vault, as you usually would do in a campaign. Control the enemy's food, their water, their energy, etc. There's nothing really of interest down there, so you don't need to worry about that. There's nothing good to take really. So then later you're going to come to well, outside of this, which will lead back upstairs, and you can come to two areas: the Atrium, or straight ahead to the cafeteria, where it's a similar scene: bodies, sandbags. They were trying to control resources. It's very apparent. And also, as you'll see to the right of this room, a creepy skeleton head. They kept moving even after I'd already went away from it. That sort of scared me as well. So the main problem is there's been bloodshed for some retarded reason, almost certainly, and people have died. Then you'll see in here, this is where elections took place. This is where they debated the issues, they put their votes, they gave their speeches either why someone else should have been elected or why they should not be. As we can take a guess. Then you've got the posters and everything. So pretty normal election area. Then you've got the look over area where we can assume that individuals would debate, they throw down comments, they would watch as their political, well, parties played it out. One of the terminals you can actually find one of the expletives, well, excripts, what we called, from one of the speeches that somebody prepared. So then you're going to get to the actual Sacrificial Chamber. This is where the horror of this vault really comes, and I'm actually going to be quiet once the thing starts up, because you're going to want to hear it. So you're going to be told to go towards the light here.
The light is calming and puts your mind at ease. Go to the light.
So go to the light. It's usually used to say when someone's dying, go towards the light, and that blinded me when that happened. So it seems very... something bad's gonna happen. So when you get in here,
welcome. Please sit in the chair. The show is about to begin.
You sit in that chair. You're gonna have to get out of it quick at the end, and you just stay in it to the end. So I'll be quiet here, and I'll just let you listen to this, let it play out.
Greetings, martyr, and welcome. If you're here now, it means you've been offered up as a sacrifice so that your vault can continue to thrive. Currently, you may be feeling sad or angry. Perhaps you never got to have grandkids, or to enjoy the pleasures of a fresh cigar. But march with your chin held high, soldier, and remember that each of us has an important role to play. For some people, their role might be to heal the sick. For others, it might mean they will drive a race car or fly a rocket ship. And some of us are meant to forfeit our lives for the good of the people. Sure, it might not be as fun as driving a race car, but it's every bit as important. Let's take a moment to reflect on the moments that made your life worth living. Think about that time you kissed your steady girl for the first time under the bleachers at the big game. Or when you snuck out after curfew to catch that new flick that your parents wouldn't let you see because it was too scary. Boy, were they right. And who could forget when you met the love of your life? What a looker. These are just examples. Do you feel that feeling stirring in your chest as you think of these things? Good. What you are feeling is peace. You've led a great life. Living it has been its own reward. But it is only the beginning. Close your eyes now and imagine what joys await you in the next life. The afterlife. Can you see them? Good.
At this point, you're going to mosey on over to one of the corners. And yeah, okay, so robots are going to start shooting you. I recommend a weapon that's effective against them. In my case, I used a pulse grenade and just lull them out of the room until things stop moving. You can do whatever you want, it's really up to you, but just get into the corner and get out of the line of fire. This is actually very crafty, actually. I really like this. It was very ingenious what they did, I thought. This whole crossfire idea. Just another one for good measure. So they're all destroyed, right? On the right you can get into the mainframe, and on the left, well, we'll see what's on the left in a second. Quinn's okay, don't worry about him. So, from there you can get to the mainframe, but it's really behind you what you want to look at. Okay, that room has all the corpses of all the presidents. Now, based on the volume of them, there were quite a few, and this has been going on for, well, presumably since the vault was in operation, so a couple of at least 100 years or so, which I find quite sad. These people died that much, and when you find out the actual truth of this vault, it makes it even worse. So you can go across and get into the mainframe and actually get access to, well, you can unlock the chamber for one, but it's the recordings that you want. Well, both of them really. So you want both of them, and then you get the 500 experience for the quest that you started when you entered the vault the first time. After that, that's it. That's all the vaults. So we're going to take a look at some of the recordings so you can see just what happened. So the first one is what you'll get. Well, it's not a recording, it's an exhibit. The corpses outside, the 4 corpses, and the quest you'll get for doing it. So I'll be quiet and I'll let you listen to this. This is the recording that you'll find in the bodies.
Are we really going to do this? It's open. We could just leave.
I couldn't. Not after that.
We don't deserve to leave. A shining example. That's what it called us. But we were. We did what we were supposed to. Not by a long shot. Anybody would have done what we did.
You ask me? That's exactly the problem. Now let's get on with this.
I'll go first. Wait. People should know what happened. They could learn from it. If there's anyone out there at all, I hope they never have to find out. Ready, Harry? Yeah. No, wait!
So it seems they killed themselves, and the reason why is because something they did. Now, it's probably because of the voting system, sending people to their deaths, but they regret it now more than they did before, and the reason why becomes apparent. So this next one is the log from the security, and show this apparently the majority that affected Nathan Stone and his wife, so I'll let you listen to this.
She can't do this. It's done. We're done. Nothing's done. She's got the authority. The only thing she can't do is change her own fate. Nothing says she can't change the selection process for future overseers. I say she can't. You shouldn't have toyed with her like that, Roy. We still have the majority. We don't vote for anything anymore. I'm not talking about voting. What then? You want to have a sit-in? A hunger strike? Not exactly. Maybe march into her office with torches and pitchforks? Yes. Come on. I mean it. What? Start a revolution? Laws don't outlast their governments. Roy, all we have to do is wait until someone from Justice Block gets picked for Overseer. Then we have them change the law back. There won't be any blocks after the new Overseer is picked tomorrow. Everyone's going to move on. By the time we've reformed, who knows if we'll still be in the majority? We can hold the block together. You don't know that. Besides, what if the computer picks you? What if it picks me? And your solution is to start shooting? Not if we don't have to. Look, we arm up. We go to the lower floors, take some strategic targets. Power, food, water. Just until she turns authority over to us. The other blocks won't support it. They're tired of us having the power. We have the majority. We don't need them. This isn't a vote, Roy. They'll fight back. They've never had the nerve. Hell of a way to test it.
So this seems to be the explanation of all that fighting. They tried to take the resources until the vote was changed back, and presumably they did have the nerve, you dumbass, and it ended up with everybody killing each other, bar the 4 survivors that actually made it out of the vault. Now, I find that very interesting in that it seems to be it was maybe a 1 or 2 party system, and certain people were chosen out of every party, and, well, the parties wanted to keep power together. On another note, behind me, right there, you can see, behind me, you're able to see right there is one of the, well, speeches prepared. You can read through that. I'm not going to. I'm going to explain a couple of other thoughts I've got about this vault in the meantime. So, there's a power struggle. They try to control the money, the bar, the food, and the water, which would actually explain all the flooding. But something I find interesting is when, okay, sort of off on a tangent, this was back in a time where I'm presuming homosexuality maybe wasn't a big deal or a big thing. Maybe a lot of people didn't do it. The speech, the whole thing that we slideshow was saying, "Kiss your steady girl under the bleachers." So I'm assuming it was only meant to be men who were elected, or maybe they only expected men to be elected. The fact that Catherine Stone was in the end, maybe that was her plan the whole time. It was probably her plan the whole time. Her husband, they voted him in, but the fact that she was actually going to go do this in the end, I think he might have been killed off, to be honest. Then she decided to kill all them in retaliation, and then after all that, she decided that, well, if it went this far, it won't matter anymore, so I'll just go ahead, I'll become the overseer and change it so they can't do this anymore. So this last one here is the second last recording, and I'll just shut up so you can listen to this now. This is their response.
Alright, I know you can hear me, so listen up. There's 5 of us left. 5 out of I don't know how many. So, it's over. We've talked and it's over. We're not gonna send anybody to die anymore. So shut off our water, our gases, or do whatever it is you're programmed to do. But we're done listening to you.
So they actually decided, that's it, we're not going to kill it anybody anymore, we're not going to send people to their deaths, we've decided to take the moral high ground. Now, what comes next is the cruelest part of this vault, but also the funniest, because I think it really does show what humans are capable of. So I'll let you listen to this. They decided not to do that. This is how many people, I don't know how many people have died at this point, but just listen.
Congratulations, citizens of Vault 11. You have made the decision not to sacrifice one of your own. You can walk with your head held high, knowing that your commitment to human life is a shining example to us all. And to make that feeling of pride even sweeter, I have some exciting news. Despite what you were led to believe, the population of Vault 11 is not going to be exterminated for its disobedience. Instead, the mechanism to open the main vault door has now been enabled, and you can come and go at your leisure. But not so fast. Be sure to check with your overseer to find out if it's safe to leave. Here at Vault-Tec, your safety is our #1 priority.
So it was all a social experiment. There was never any intention to kill them. It was all left up to them. Their choices to kill people were theirs alone. Yeah, the threat was there, but that's what the horror of it. They were prepared to compromise their own beliefs and their own moral system and kill people and send them to their deaths simply just to survive. And there was no threat at all. That's obviously what pushed those people over the edge. This is actually based on the Melgrave experiment or something like that. The link will be below in the description. Based on if an authority figure gives you a command to do something, would they do it, involving electric shocks, etc. But I think this is what makes this vault the worst. This was bad simply because these people made it so. Vault-Tec didn't make them do this. Yeah, they told them something was going to happen, but you know, they could have took the moral high ground before. They didn't have to do this. So I hope you enjoyed it and the thenthapple. Like, favorite, and subscribe for more. Please leave any comments below for suggestions of future episodes. And as always, at the end of the day, we'll keep your boredom at bay. And goodbye.